odds market,
I'm Dave Best. Fashion. This is Theo Goodman.
all the tools to be among that few that win.
I'm Stuart from Tipster HQ.
My name's Jay Baglia.
Hey guys, Gabriel.
Some call it gambling. Here to bring you the best political betting tips.
It's the booming industry of professional gaming.
Odds Market, Sports Bet Daily.
Bankroll management over at Odds Market. Watch us.
We are going to quickly move over to MotoGP Argentina as well. First question I've got to ask is, who impressed you in Qatar?
Oh, that race was fun. Dovizioso definitely on the Ducati Dovizioso, Andrea Dovizioso. He held off Marquez, which is like, for anyone to watch the MotoGP, he's won like 4 of the last 5 championships. He's the best. He's one of the best ever. People are saying he's going to be better than Valentino Rossi, but Dovizioso held him off. Marquez was fighting him for the whole race, and he held him off. And albeit he bet him by like less than 1,000 of a second, but it's enough to win the race for him. And I'm very impressed with him.
And do you expect Honda to secure another victory in Argentina, or what's their chances?
The trouble with Argentina this coming Sunday is the weather reports are giving it's wet race. They're giving a wet race, and in MotoGP, when it's a wet race, it kind of opens up the market a bit. Like the normal guys that would be in the top 3 or 4, they might not be as good in the wet, and some of the guys that be down might be better in the wet, and certain bikes are more suited to the wet. So I'm going with, if it's a dry race, which it could be, they're given wet conditions, but it could be a dry race. We don't know. It's probably better to pull the trigger Sunday morning on what you're going to bet with, see what the weather's like. But if it's a dry race, I definitely think the Hondas have a really good chance. Marquez, I give him a chance. His teammate Jorge Lorenzo had a really bad race last time. He definitely will be better in Argentina. But if it's a wet race, you just don't know. The Hondas could crash out or anything. You can't pull the trigger at. I don't know what Marquez. He's 10 to 11. I don't feel confident betting Marquez at 10 to 11 in a wet race. So I'd wait till it was dry.
Yeah. Why aren't there prop bets in the same way that Formula One has the prop bets for MotoGP?
I don't know. I'd love to ask the bookies that question.
We'll find someone and ask.
I think MotoGP. I think it's it's a big sport. Maybe not many people bet on it. Maybe that's why. And it's just compared to Formula One. A lot of people bet on Formula One.
A lot more. Okay.
Or watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe not many people watch MotoGP. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, and obviously, what tickets are you holding? What would you recommend? Obviously, you're sort of saying that it's debatable of whether it's going to be a dry or a wet race, and waiting to pull the trigger on a few bets based on that, which sounds very important. What tickets do you hold right now for someone who wants to dabble in a bit of MotoGP Argentina racing? What should we bet on?
Right now, I haven't placed any bets on the actual race because I'm waiting to see if it's going to be wet or dry. But I have my selections of who I will be betting if it's going to be wet or dry, so I can give you them. So I can. For a wet race, I have Jack Miller at 22 to 1. The Australian Jack Miller, 22 to 1. He qualified in pole last year, and it was a wet qualifying, and he qualified in pole, so he's very good in the wet. Another one, I've Carl Crutchlow, 14 to 1. This is for wet race. And I've Valentino Rossi, 8 to 1. They're my 3 selections for the wet race. But if it turns out that it's going to be a dry race, I've gone with 3 completely different racers. I've gone with Marquez, I'm going 2-point win Marquez if it's a dry race at 10 to 11. I've Fabio Quartararo at 50 to 1, half a point each way, just because he really proved a lot of people wrong in the first race. He was much better than anyone thought he would be. He had really unlucky he had to start from the pit lane If he hadn't started from the pit lane, he could have finished in the top 5 on his first ever MotoGP race. So I'm just going with him at 50-1. He might get a place. And my third selection is Alex Rins, 14-1.
All right. I like the fact that you've got so you basically almost have like 2 bet lists, and then depending on if it's going to be raining or not, you then literally have to go and make all those bets just before the race kicks off. Interesting. Obviously, one thing I've got in my notes here that there was a bit of an issue last year for the Argentinian Grand Prix. Jack Miller started 50 meters ahead of his opponents after beginning the race on slick tires. Hopefully it'll be a bit more smoother this year. It seems it was a bit of a sort of controversial call. Are we? What did you make of that? Are we going to be? I'm hoping it'll be a bit smoother than last year.
In terms of viewership for that was so exciting. For like a rider to be 50 meters or whatever ahead of the rest of them, everyone was like, when you're watching the TV, you're like, what's going on? This is exciting.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was all to do with, I think, like the tires. He picked different tires or something, and they had to change their tires because they didn't know if it was going to be a wet or dry race again last year, so they didn't. But you never know, that could happen again this year, because Argentina seems to have this crazy place that it doesn't know whether to rain or not rain, which is crazy because I always think of Argentina as a nice sunny place.
And such a large factor. All right, interesting stuff. Well, listen, Oblivion Sports. If you go into Odds Market as well, we put a link out for the show. It's got all the Twitter handles of our guests today. Hopefully, Eric, you will post your plays as soon as we see if it's wet or dry, and we can tail some of your plays. That'll be super exciting. Really lovely to meet you. Best of luck with your plays. A great weekend you have for Formula One and MotoGP, and hopefully we'll check in with you next week. Take care. Best of luck.